Hare Om. सतीश जी, ये डायरेक्ट अभी भी ये सुन सकते हैं गूगल में, यूट्यूब में अभी लाइव सुन सकते हैं। अच्छा, वही बात, पर प्रश्न उत्तर नहीं हो सकता है, वन वे टॉपिक। अच्छा अच्छा, चलो। हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभन्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैव उपशमयन्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभुः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दसाम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्धृतं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय, सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। We are only doing Jai Jai to few, yet it is more than one. we are glorifying and respecting our Guru and Basirji, the uh, the uh, the supreme power Saraswati, in the form of Saraswati, and also the Supremo. We are respecting all these differently. If we go to difference, it is less. Why? Because the whole world has to cooperate, then only we can have Yoga Vasishtha class. Sometimes Swami Chidananda Maharaj was thanking after the camp was over in Allahabad, our Kumbh, when it was ended. So Swami Chidananda Maharaj was asked to speak something, so he was thanking everyone. He didn't forget to thank even the donkeys who were carrying all the bricks and the sand, etc., for the camp, and the sweepers and the cleaners and everyone, he didn't forget anyone. So we have to glorify, we have to thank everyone so that they were cooperating to have our yoga city class. Even these flies and the mosquitoes. Thank you. So today, Yoga Vasishtha Nirvana Prakaran and 42nd chapter is on. We are discussing since more than a week. And all these questions and also the answers. Our discussion point was, what was the question? What was the question yesterday? How this creation
What is the way out?
from
What is the way out?
from
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 dream.
yes, how to get out of dream, because in the way of discussions, how is this world, how does it appear so solidly, truly, which we cannot deny so easily. So he said it is only a dream. It is just like the mountains seen in the dream. Though it looks so solid, so real in the dream, as long as dream is there. In the same way, whatever you are saying, it is just a dream, a long dream. Gurudev used to sing always. Jiva kalpana, jagat kalpana, savai kalpana, dirgha sapana. The jiva means the individual being or the universal being. The being is a thought. Jiva kalpana, jagat kalpana, the whole world is a thought only, a thought process. Savahi kalpana, everything is thought process only. And dirgha sapana, a long, long dream. Long dream. So from that point of view, because it is Aptabachan means the words of realized souls. Realized souls means who have experienced the truth, and when they express something, of course the language will be different from each other, yet that is experience expressed. So you have to believe it. We have to take it for proof. Gurudev used to sing like this. When he used to sing, of course, you people have not seen. I have seen his mood. His mood. It was worth seeing. He merges Sammohiyar. Jagat Kalpana, Sabahi Kalpana, Dirgha Sapana. Then for some time he will be unable to speak a single word. He used to merge Sammohiyar.
स्वामी जी, जैसे जो सपना रहता है ड्रीम, जो हम सोते वक्त देख लेते हैं, वो तो जैसे जगने के बाद एंड हो जाता है, लेकिन ये जो सपना है दीर्घकालिक चल रहा है, तो ये तो सोने के बाद फिर कंटिन्यू ऐसे ही रहता है जैसे।
जब कछु काल करहु सतसंगा तब होहि संशय भंगा. Have patience, go on hearing. In course of time, all these will be solved. What is dream? How is dream? What is small dream? What is long dream? What is waking? Go on hearing, and then it cannot be answered in a sentence. You have to have deep understanding on it. How is dream taken, or how is waking understood, or what is sleep? All these you have to go on hearing patiently and try to understand these words. So now we were discussing that this world is nothing but a long dream, and world has so many different definitions from different angles, and all these definitions are given by great people who have understood or realized the truth. How did you know that they have realized the truth? From outward relative life of these souls, how they behave, how they walk, how they talk, all these in many scriptures we have gone through. Gita also says, Sthita prajnansya ka bhasa samadhistasya kesava. So how do they behave when they come out of that state to the common, ordinary, our worldly state, or to the state of the mind when they come down? How do they behave? So from all those symptoms we understand this person must be surely he is a realized soul, so we have to believe them, whatever they say. When you don't know and you ask me something, whatever I say you have to accept because you don't know. Then only you are asking. So whatever is said in the form of answer, you have to accept it. If you don't accept, your asking is meaningless and it is just passing time. So in this way we have to believe them. So the conclusion was the world is a long dream. So the question again was how to come out of it. How to wake up from the dream. So have you any difficulties to wake up from the dream at night? Did anybody ask how to get up from the dream? When he was dreaming at night, have you heard anybody asking, "Oh, I am in the dream, please wake me up"? Have you heard anybody shouting like this? So how do you analyze? See, what is the way out? What is the way to get up? How do you get up from the so-called our short dreams? So the same will be the way to wake up from the long dream. Before going to uh, world-class games, they have to attend some national games and they get ready, they get experience. And before that, those sports people, they have to attend their state games. And before that, their school, college games. In this way only, they get merit for world class games, isn't it? So, if you have the trick to get up from the short dreams, so go on ahead. One day you will get up from long dream, isn't it? Till now, till now we have been discussing all the time. There is no struggle to get up from the dream. Don't struggle. Isn't it? Till now we were discussing the same thing. Don't struggle to get self-realization. Don't try to understand what is God. When you end your understanding, trial to understand, or when you end your struggle to understand God or world, then everything will be solved. As long as you are trying to understand it, you will understand nothing. So many times and so many ways we have seen, don't do anything. Keep quiet. That was our last conclusion, always comes out. Don't do anything. That is the only way. Keep on dreaming it. But do you accept it is as a dream? Swamiji?
Someone asked a master, what
Uh,
is the way out of this dream?
uh,
The master said, can't you see the way out that you seek is also part of the dream? It is enough to see the dream as well. The way out that you seek is also part of the dream.
so from this, understood, from this we have to have the decision. When in the dream you know that this is the dream, that is the way out. When you are dreaming, if you are aware of your dream in the dream, that is not called dream. It itself is waking state. Understood now? अब कभी कभी बड़ा सुंदर
Vivekananda ka ek quote hai, Swamiji, when we begin to question our dream,
yes,
then awakening is not far away.
yes,
We don't
yes. Questioning in the dream how to get up, when to get up, what is the way out. That means you are aware of the dream and the dream is not dream now. It is waking. Understood? Yes. To know it is a dream, knowing is of different kinds. Knowing haphazardly, overhead, understanding, and sometimes you see now some clouds, they are passing clouds. They cannot rain now. That's why we are sitting outside so uh, carelessly. They are not raining clouds, but some clouds come. You cannot go inside the room. It will rain here and now. So such is passing clouds, our understanding. It is a dream. We have heard it is a dream, yes. That also within the dream you hear so many things, you see so many things, and you hear also talking among yourselves or with others. In the dream you talk, isn't it? You hear also. That is dream hearing. And your understanding now, whatever we understand now, and here now that all these are dream and we are in the dream, it is also a part of the dream. It is not real awareness of dream. In the dream you are hearing, it is a dream. So it is a part of dream. Dream will go on, don't worry. A time will come when you will get up by yourself. Nobody comes to get you up.
स्वामी जी वो रमना का लैंग्वेज में वो बोलते हैं treating the three states of dream, waking and deep sleep as variety of dream liberates. Treating the three states.
Exactly, this statement is a little higher statement. Higher means the witnessing state also becomes witnessed and that dissolves in the very short time. The witnessing state also, though witnessing state is the fourth state, we take it as the fourth state, Turiya, and there the witness, of course, he sees the world as a dream, and that state doesn't remain for long. That witnessing disappears. The witness remains, but witnessing, that process dissolves. So there is no witness. That is the fifth, and then comes the sixth and seventh state, which is unexpressible, unthinkable. Then how do you say it is sixth and seventh? Those who have entered in, they have come and sometimes they have expressed. There are two other inner chambers which is invisible for the outsiders. I have gone to the extreme inner chamber. This is how we know. So coming to our discussion now. We are discussing कोई सर्ग वासना की सूक्ष्मता के कारण परमाणु के सदृश सूक्ष्म है और कोई सर्ग वासना के स्वल्प विकास से त्रसरेणु के सदृश बड़े हैं। यही क्रम भूत एवं भावी सर्ग के विषय में भी जानना चाहिए। By the way, we had come to this point that all these creations, great universes, whatever we imagine, they are just like the dust particles seen in the evening beam of light through the window inside the room. Those dust particles floating helplessly. Nobody cares for them. Nobody looks at them. Such is the condition of all these big universes. So from this, can you imagine what will be the size of the room? Where just from a beam of light, we see so many innumerable dust particles. Then what will be the size of the room? That is not a room, that is a big hall. So many windows. So this is the condition of our universes. तब कैसे इस स्थिति का उपरम होता है? Here we were. Then how to get out of it? परमार्थ तत्व का चिंतन करने से अनिर्वचनीय इस संसार माया का विभेद भी नष्ट हो जाता है। तदनंतर अभ्यास से शिव रूप पूज्य तत्व प्राप्त हो जाता है। We are discussing all these points very minutely from different many critical angles. We were discussing on one point, that was the question of great Guru Vasishtha to the Lord Shankar. What is the way of your worship? How you are pleased by worship? What is called your worship? What is the method and how to do it? So, in short and in elaborately also, Lord Shankar explained everything. In shortcut, he meant that absolute only is the worshipful, and it is worshipped only by meditation and being one with it. That's all the worship, and that is the method also. But grossly, he went on explaining all kinds of relative worships to different relative gods, and outside worship, inside worship, and objective worship, and meditative worship. All these kinds of worships he explained, and by the way we have come to this point after discussing all about the supreme power, the primordial energy, that is the supreme power which plays everywhere, and out of which, because of which the truth is hidden as it were, but it is not really hidden. It creates some misunderstanding, some confusion, so that the truth is not visible to itself. So we were discussing on this overpowering the energy or the play of the supreme power. On that we came to see these worlds, and then we decided all these worlds are not real. It is only just like dreams in the dream objects in the dream. Whatever you see, these names and forms, they are only dreamy names and forms. Don't have don't have faith on it, don't rely upon it. It has got no meaning. All these are dream. So now the question is how to get out of this dream. Now we have discussed what is the way out. You must know. This knowing is simple knowing is passing clouds. If I know this is a watch, this will not help me. I know it is a watch, but if I don't look at it and don't use to know the time, so it is useless. It is not a watch for me, though I know it is a watch. Similarly, when we know this world is a dream, we have heard it not once, 1,000 times from so many people. But this hearing or understanding, haphazard understanding, will not do. When you accept it, understand it, accept it, and then you cannot but use it, become it. So that is called real knowledge, and that knowledge will help you. That knowledge only can help you. This haphazard, relative, temporary knowledge will not help you. This is dream, you know. Yes, I have heard it 1,000 times, but it will not help you. परमार्थ तत्व का चिंतन करने से अनिर्वचनीय इस संसार माया का विभेद विनष्ट हो जाता है। तदनंतर अभ्यास से शिव रूप पूज्य तत्व प्राप्त हो जाता है। He says the way out, practical way out. When you go on discussing on the supreme truth, of course you will understand nothing. That means you have to go on with understanding, struggle to understand. If it will not help, then why to struggle for it? You have to understand. You want to reach, say, Gangotri from here. It is 100 kilometers away. When you walk, do you get Gangotri? By the way, do you get Gangotri? So, should you give up walking? Though you don't get Gangotri at the way somewhere, it is only in the end. When you get Gangotri, when you reach Gangotri, then you stop walking. Don't forget this process. The process has to be continued till it ends. And after the end, it is useless. So many times we give the example, when you come by some taxi or some vehicle, do you take the vehicle to your bathroom and your bedroom? Never. You leave it at the gate, outside the gate. Is it useful now at your bathroom? So in this way, stage by stage, you have to understand. Till you understand that understanding is useless, you have to go on trying to understand. You cannot give up understanding. So what do you want, try to understand? What is the truth and why it is not visible, why it is not uh, revealed to everyone, and why, how it is hidden, and what is the overlapping cover, what is it called? So by the way we are discussing all these, this covering is, envelope is called Maya. The letter is inside the envelope. Unless you tear it out, you don't know what is written in the letter, isn't it? So, when I said the envelope is not the letter, does it mean don't tear up the envelope, don't look at it, don't take it in your hands? Does it mean so? No. You have to take the envelope and tear it away and throw it away. Then you have to unfold the letter and see what is the matter. The moment I said envelope is not the letter, yet you have to understand envelope has got some meaning and we have to handle with the envelope. Similarly, here, though we know the supreme truth is not reachable by our ordinary mind or intellect, it is not within our limit of understanding, yet we have to try to understand it. Understood? So this is how he said, परमार्थ तत्व का चिंतन करने से, when one goes on contemplating over the, say, qualities or the the influence uh, or the other other subjects, how it is hidden, why it is hidden, uh, in what way it is hidden, because it is self-effulgent. It cannot be hidden, yet it is hidden. It is unseen, unknown, why it is, how it is. So we have to go on contemplating over these, for whom it is hidden. Who is telling it is hidden? So all these points we have to go on contemplating. So in the end what will happen? We will reach nowhere and there will be nothing to contemplate over again further. So everything will end. So whatever remains, that remnants is the truth. And there you are. You are the truth now.
Keep on searching. खोजना है.
जी
Keep on searching. खोजना है.
हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल. Go on searching for it. But your searching will end. Then only you will reach the object. And other examples also. Suppose in dark night you want your key to open the almirah to take some medicines. The torch was under the under the pillow. You took out the torch and went on searching for the key. And you have to see also where is the switchboard, electricity, or where is the matchbox for lighting the lamp somehow. And then you got the key and will you use the torchlight again to search the key? This is how your search will be ended. It will be useless afterwards, but keep it. Keep it. It will be useful for others also.
Search is useless. The one who is searching is also useless.
Useless. The key, the medicine is got and it is swallowed. Headache is over.
For whom is the search? For the ego only, for the mind only.
So in this way he advises us, go on contemplating over all these qualities or the symptoms or the language, indicative language used for the Supreme Truth. All these points go on contemplating. And as a result, you will you will come to understand that this hiding factor uh, is something which is not there but useless, and yet it is covering the truth. So how does it cover? That also you will come to know. What is the trick? How it envelops the inner truth? So that also you will know. अनिर्वचनीय इस संसार माया का विभेद भी नष्ट हो जाएगा. How it is hiding and how it is creating difference between the envelope and the letter inside. How the difference is there, that difference also you will come to understand. And then you will throw out the envelope. If there is some address in the envelope, then you may not throw it, keep it. It means if some important points are there to search for, to contemplate on the truth, that is called the scriptures or words of the great people, they are very important. You have to preserve it. Of course, now it is useless for you, but for others it will be helpful. So when you reach there, can you think for others? No, others will take care of themselves. Don't worry. So this is the process to get out of this dream. That difference will be understood and it will end also. तदनंतर अभ्यास से शिव रूप पूज्य तत्व प्राप्त हो जाता है. Then after that the reality reveals, and that is worshipful means useful, that is the matter we were searching for, and that is in the end of your trial. So this is, if this world is a dream, this is the way out. Go on contemplating how is the dream, where am I, how am I able to see this dream, who am I, how is this dream?
And end is always here and now, not in future.
Yes, because the dreamer is not absent. It is always available. It is never absent. So when the dreamer understands I am dreaming, the dream is gone forever. So in other words, it is said, inquire who am I? Who is the dreamer? Inquire who am I, know thyself and be free. All these free from all these bondage of so-called network, so-called net, which has so-called trap where you are bound. So for this, they give a beautiful example. Beautiful example. Some laborer he doesn't do some physical work, but he had 10 donkeys, using those donkeys to carry uh, some building materials from one place to other. He earns his livelihood, and he has a donkey shed, and he uses the donkeys at daytime, and at night he brings donkeys and he gives them some food, some uh, some grams and other things, and it ties their legs to some pegs. 10 pegs were there. Generally, the donkeys are not tied by neck, but by the leg. And every day he used to do so. And morning, early morning, he will get up and get ready the donkeys for work, for carrying some items. And then the day ends, donkeys come, it goes on. One day what happened? Somehow all the donkeys have come in the evening, but one rope, tying rope, it is lost. Somebody, some children had taken away. And 9 donkeys were tied up. The 10th one was not tied. So he will go away in the evening somewhere, at night he will get out. So the driver, donkey driver, he pretended as if he is tying the donkey's leg. He cut off the leg and pretended as if he is tying the leg with some rope, but there was no rope. And he tied it with the peg, and then generally they pat the donkey on the back. So he understood, the donkey understood, I am tied up. And he went and slept nicely. The donkey is keeping that leg steadily, and other 3 legs it moves because it is tied up. And then morning the owner comes and unties other 9, and because he knows he has not tied this 10th donkey, so he didn't pretend again. He forgot to pretend again. So all the 9 donkeys, they run, they are free now. But this fellow is not going out because it is not untied. The owner is beating it again and again. But this fellow, it is not moving its leg, and it is trying to get out, but it is not able. It is not able to run because he thinks, the donkey thinks my leg is tied. How can I run? So that leg is steadily fixed there. Then after some time, this owner thinks, what has happened to this fellow? After some time, he came to know, Ari, I forgot. Last evening I had tied it. So now I have to untie it. The moment he pretended again to untie it, the fellow kicks and runs. Yes, now I am free. This is how we are tied up. We are tied up. We have to be free from these ties. You are my friend. Yes. He is my enemy. Yes. And he is, I don't know, I have no relation, I have nothing to do with him. He is a stranger. Let him go. What do I care? All these are foolish nonsense. All these relationships are only based on the body sense. I am the body. Then only all these relationships and the whole world, whatever we see and we take it for reality. All these are related with the physical flesh and bone body. Without this body, all this world is not at all there anywhere. Acha, is it true or you are laughing? No, no, this is reality. So Swamiji, you told that day there are subtle beings, some subtle beings, they behave in subtler worlds. And our Sitji Guruji once, he was wandering in the subtle worlds, and in the sky he had a beautiful cottage and he was meditating there. All these you told. How is it? They are not, that body of Basirji was not a gross body. So how do you say this whole world is related with the gross body and flesh and bone? And the moment you have no relationship with the physical body, then this visible world doesn't exist. How do you say? How dare you say it like this? My dear, you have forgotten I have told you also different kinds of bodies. Physical body, of course, it is visible and we are dealing with it only all the 24 hours. But this body also have 5 seeds and subtler seeds are there inside. Can you deny you are a living being and you have vital energy as prana, breathing system, and it works throughout the body? Can you deny it? So it has got some also a working system and it has got some uh, a sphere in the body which is not visible to these gross eyes. Can you deny this? Similarly, mental body also is there, and blissful body also, bliss also. We feel happy and overwhelmed with happiness sometimes. Sometimes we feel miserable also. So in that way, that also is a layer of our being. That also is related with this gross body. That you have to understand. 5 seeds are there and 3 bodies are there. One is gross and subtler than this is what we say self or soul, which is otherwise known as the eightfold body, carrying body, eightfold body, subtle body, and then still subtler we discuss on the causal body, the presence of the absolute consciousness, awareness, which makes this body work, his presence, so that is known as causal body. So in this way, so many bodies are there. That also is said. How did you forget it? All these bodies are in this gross body. They are related with this gross body. So gross body is the main point to be discussed. How it is, what it is, and how the whole world, that subtler worlds also, are these grosser worlds, and visible, invisible, and seen, unseen, all these worlds are related with this body only. And if you go beyond this body sense, then there is no world. Then it becomes a dream. then you understand it is as something meaningless. That is meaningless is known as dream. How do you say meaninglessness is called dream? Did you dream yesterday, last night, or some 2 days back? Did you? What did you dream? Can you say some objects of it? Some names of those dreamy objects? Yes? Come on.
Swami Rama Sarupa Nukutir over there.
Acha, some kutir you saw in the dream. Acha. Then
Swamiji, I tried to put a light fitting into a socket and I got electrocuted.
you talked with Ramcharbanji,
Ah,
of course. Then
he put it in and it worked. I went outside. I tried to sweep some leaves.
in the dream, everything was going on. Is it going on now? Are you talking with Ramcharuji? So it is past. Has it got any meaning now? So it has become meaningless now. Say, other example I can give you. I saw once in the dream, I was climbing a mountain and it was very hard, very top track. I was very tired, I was thirsty, I was hungry, nothing I got. All of a sudden I came to see a beautiful orchard full of fruit trees and they are just full of fruits. Some beautiful apples and some mangoes together, though it is impossible, but I saw it. And beautiful leeches and some guavas and other, so many kinds of fruits. I was so happy. Went on dancing and plucking some fruits and went on eating. I enjoyed. And by the side there was a beautiful stream also. And I appeased my thirst also. And I rested there for some time. And again I was climbing. And all of a sudden, oh, there was a snake. I shouted, oh, snake, it will bite me now. By the time I got up from the dream, then I tried to find some fruits. Oh, beautiful fruits. I want to enjoy it. Can I get it? Can I? So this is how those fruits in the dream are useless when we wake up. That means again also those fruits are meaningless. Meaningless means the meaning of the words fruit is not seen in the dream. We say it in Hindi, artha kriya karita. The action of the meaning of the object is not found in the waking state which was there in the dream. Understood the point? The actions or the influence of the meaning of the object you saw in the dream has no more in the waking state. That means analytically when you ate those fruits in the dream, you had some satisfaction. You enjoyed it. Did you enjoy that when you got up from the dream? No. Yet you are hungry. You are searching for those beautiful apples. You get nowhere. So this is how the dream becomes meaningless, and dream objects also become meaningless when you get up. So, of course, he has given the answer. When you go on contemplating over the dream or over the reality, in the end the truth reveals as it is, and all these hiding factors, they dissolve by themselves. This is the way out. Now coming to our dream, we can discuss something on the dream. How dream happens? Why do we dream? And what will be the state of our mind, of our being? Why we are senseless means we are not awake in the dream. And also we have to say we were dreaming, so we are not deeply asleep. So what is deep sleep? What is dream? And what is called this waking state? If you see it analytically, point by point, all our activities, our karma and karma phal, action and reaction, our triads, the doer, doing process and done objects, this is also a process to analyze. And other is names and forms. Names and forms, we deal with names and forms only, whether in the waking or in the dream, or what happens to all these names and forms and triads and uh, meaningfulness, what happens in the deep sleep state, what happens to our being. Then we have to see what is our being, and was I absent in the deep sleep? Then who says I have slept nicely? Who says? Where from you get that information? All these points are to be seriously discussed and understood. So now, in shortcut, we can say it is all play of mind, and mind is known as action and reaction. Mind is known as triads. Mind is known as all these three states. That means deep sleep and dream and waking also. Mind works everywhere. Mind is the root cause. And then we have to see what happens to this mind, how does it change. So how it is called deep sleep, why dream, or why uh, this waking, why do you deny this waking state to be real? Why do you say it is a long dream? In this way, all these points we have to discuss and understand thoroughly well from all sides. Many times we have done it. Again and again we have to do it because we forget. Now we have to understand the working system of dream, mind also. Then only we can understand all these. So mind is the root cause, so we have to understand the working process of the mind. Okay, working process as we have seen somewhat by contemplation, by hearing from others, or by the scripture, help of scriptures, then mind is nothing but a flow of thoughts. So how these thought waves are created, then we come to the prana, the vibrating process, vibrator. Vibrator is called prana. So the question comes again, why prana vibrates, where from it comes, and what is the purpose of vibrating, who gives energy to it to vibrate, why does it vibrate, where does it vibrate? All these questions are to be solved. And then we go to some other cause of prana also. So cause and effect, action and reaction. So in this way it becomes very clumsy, very complicated. And who is trying to understand all these, putting all these questions and answering? That also is a question. Who is putting all these questions and trying to understand where from it gets all these informations? Can we rely upon those informations? All these complications. You will go mad. Once you enter into this process, you are a gone case. You cannot come out of it. Don't fear. Yet we have to do it. Do it. So many have done it for us. Let us believe it. Instead of becoming mad, it is better to believe others. So they say this mind is a process and there is some cause, root cause, which is causeless cause, which is cause for action and reaction, and which is cause for vibrator, the prana, energy, and the whole world is nothing but play of energy, and that prana vibrator vibrates in some way which are called thought waves, and this is called mind now. And how this mind is working and what is the result of it? It collects some information by the way, by the vibratory process, and it creates inside and outside. It is created inside in the source where prana vibrates, and then it goes out because it is a vibration, so it has to go out, and some meaning is given to inside and outside, and some gateways, and in this way it acts and collects some haphazard informations. It has to stop also somewhere. It is not continuous because it is a vibration, wave. So it has to stop again, it has to stop and start, hop, step and jump. Have you, have you gone through it in the sports? Hop, step and jump. So this is how mind works, and it collects some informations. Those informations, haphazard, momentary, they collect it, they are collected by themselves by the mind, and those collections we call it the total mind or intellect or subconscious mind, and this process is known as perception, and collection is known as impressions or memories, all these. In this way we have to name the process to go through the process. And this process is divided into three categories. And one is said dream, one is said deep sleep, and other is called waking. And those impressions which are collected, they are haphazard, but yet it is not lost because it is strong impressions. If it is strong, then how can you say haphazard? Because it is confusing but very solid. Confusing but yet solid, isn't it? So this is how the mind's three states, we call it waking and dream and deep sleep. Now, in the deep sleep, the mind is present there, but it is actionless. It rests there. This working system, vibratory system, is so subtle. It thinks it, of course, it has got experience of itself. Impressions are there, but very subtle impressions. At the time, it is not aware of this grossness of the impressions. So, when it comes to the gross state, it remembers those subtle state of itself, and then it says, oh, I was in deep sleep. That means deep sleep also is a functionary state, and that is how it is called vritti. Vritti, the function of mind also is there. But it is so subtle. Just as we are sitting here and I am thinking very seriously something else, sitting silently. Somebody comes and tells something and goes out. I have heard it, but I don't remember what was said. You see, we are here, sitting here and hearing what I was telling, I am telling, but do you know, so many sounds are going around us. Are you able to hear them? No. But yet they are there. See the cuckoo. It is singing so sweetly, but nobody is hearing it. Ganga is murmuring continuously, nobody is hearing it. The subtle breeze, cool breeze is passing through, nobody is feeling it with sound. So in this way, mind is there and it functioning also, but yet it doesn't remember because of so subtleness. So that is the state of deep sleep of the mind. And in dream, the mind haphazardly creates something out of those impressions which are collected. It takes the help of those impressions. And why all these impressions are collected? Because the whole creation starts with a tendency to multiply. That is the primordial tendency. Whatever happens, it has to repeat and multiply and go on. This is the fundamental principle of the starting creation. So it cannot be denied. If at all creation is there, then it is standing on this principle. It has to go on multiplying and changing. So these impressions which are collected by the mind or they are collected by themselves, say. From one angle, they are collected by themselves. From other angle, we can say mind. There is no mind at all. It is a process. Process is process. It is not continuous. It is not something which can be visualized. Nothing. For example, I will tell you how is the mind. How are the waves of the mind. Once I went to see some textile mill. I entered in. The manager, the owner was my friend. He took inside and tried to explain me how these mills are going on all the 24 hours. Never stop, no stop. And batch by batch the laborers will come and it will go on. So I was standing from one side and about about 50, more than 50 machines were going on. And what do they do? They were making threads, thread machines. So all the time, and the next, the weaving machines. So weaving means there will be something always up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, going on. So when I was observing from a side, there was no wave, nothing. No machine is attached with the other. It is separated, fixed, separately. And I am seeing from one side, continuously I am seeing some waves are going on. This is how the world, this is how the mind also. There is no wave at all. It is just up and down. So waves are also up and down only. There, what we say in the sea, in the watery waves, they are on the water surface. And electric waves, magnet waves, they will have some base. Without those base, nothing can move. So waves have to have substratum. Here the machines which are going on up and down all the time. From that, some imaginary waves are created and endless, continuously going on. Are you able to visualize what I am explaining? So this is how the mind works. It is continuous, yet it is not continuous. Because it is baseless, but yet it has some base. The machine and running of the machine is the base. To imagine, and imagination has got no base. In this way the mind works, and all these waves, those collection of waves which are called impressions, they are always with a tendency to work out and to multiply. Work out means to multiply. Again they want to go out and create something new impressions. That is called working out or multiplying. So the mind is continuous, but sometimes it rests. That resting time is known as the uh, deep sleep, and this haphazard process, which is not strong enough, collected from the collection of impressions and projected out within itself. There is no out nor in, but it has some basement inside the working system. All these are very difficult to understand, yet this is the truth. Meaningless truth is what I am explaining. It is meaningless truth and a complicated truth, baseless truth. You have to understand what is baselessness. So this is how it works in the dream by the help of collected impressions. Those collected impressions are in the past, and that past has got no end. Past is past, and that past is long past, nearer past, present past. How do you explain in the grammar? The past tense is past continuous, past, past, past perfect.
Perfect continuous.
So in this, that past is also divided into so many phases or types. So accordingly, sometimes the nearer past is working in the dream. That means whatever you do at the daytime also is a working system of the mind. So take in the terms of mental working state. So in three stages. So deep sleep is resting time, but it is there present. Pardon?
Other than deep sleep, mind is always busy.
Mind is a process.
Process.
So the process is continuous, sometimes slow, sometimes rapid.
Barring in deep sleep.
Pardon?
In deep sleep also it is working.
Yes, but
But it is
so
not
subtle, so so dull that it is said to be resting place. Just as at the bed at night, what do you say? What do you do? You do something. Can you say I do nothing? Your presence is there. If at all you are the body in deep sleep, in your bed, you are present, and your body in different parts, it also works instinctively. If the ant comes over your body, the hand goes and drives it out. If the mosquito comes and sits on the head, the hand will drive it out. But you are unconscious, you are not aware of it. So, can you say you are absent there? In the same way, the mind rests. Just as you rest, you means your body rests. So, in this way, dream is little dull activities than the waking activities. And whatever is done in the waking or in the dream also, dream activities also have some impressions. Then only you remember what did you dream. Impressions only, memories only, they are collected also. Just as the bank deposit. Bank deposit will have some interest. The interest also will have some interest. It will go on. If you don't handle it, it will go on for years and years. I have some fixed deposit since say our बुढ़े स्वामी जी को क्या नाम रमण महर्षि का आश्रम का
वेंकटेश
नहीं नहीं,
तिरुवन्नामलाई.
हाँ
केवी सुब्रमण्यम.
हाँ, Subramanian Swamiji. When he left this place and went, he gave me a token of love, some 2000 check, and made it fixed and gave me the FD. And I said, Swamiji, it is not required. Why did you? No, no, it is my love. Please keep it. I have kept it since 15, 20 years. And it is going on multiplying. I am not looking at it. Now it has become about 10,000. 2,000 has become 10,000. Every year the compound interest, it goes on increasing. In this way, mind also works, and your karma, whatever we do, all those impressions also work. In the dream also, in the waking also, in deep sleep also, there are some impressions. Then only you see, you say, how nicely I enjoyed my sleep. घोड़ा बेच करके सोया, घोड़ा बेच करके सोया. So all these impressions are to be accepted. This is the reality, as perceived by the research students, and they have given us the data. So now all are only the mental functionaries, isn't it? So what is the difference between dream and waking now? Mind is always there, and mind is working, sometimes rapidly, sometimes slowly, sometimes say very, very dull. And that is called deep, deep sleep and dream and waking. It is mental. So you are a mental case. Okay, okay. So now at least we have come to this conclusion.
Right conclusion.
Huh?
Right conclusion.
Okay. Mental case. So tomorrow we shall have some medicines. So we have to go on contemplating and continuing all these meaningless search and meaningless struggle. We have to.
How to get rid of this mental case?
Mental.
Mental case. How to get rid of this mental case?
Some doses we shall tomorrow. Tomorrow.
We have to take it.
Some doses. The Guru is called Bhavarog Bhesaj. Bhavarog Bhesaj. Bhesaj means the doctor. Vaidya. Bhavarog Vaidya. So, if one can go to a Guru, Vasishtha we are having with us, and obey the words of the Guru without putting any question. Question means you are not an obedient student. No questions. Blindly you have to follow. Yes. Why to be blind? We have eyes, why to be blind? No, you have no eyes. Your eyes are useless. Your mental eye, your physical eyes, your intellectual eyes are useless. They are those specs have broken glasses. Don't use it. Your binocular has broken and dirty lenses. Don't use it. This is how one has to obey the words of the Guru without having any discussion, without thinking anything blindly. That is the way that is called, in other words, surrender. This surrender also is used by the great scientist Patanjali. He says, Ishwar pranidhan deva. Hanji, if you cannot do anything, surrender.
Don't try to know the truth.
Yes, surrender. Because you are useless. Your so-called you is useless. So you have to surrender. So tomorrow we shall find out some doses. Now some for the present, some dose for the night. Get good sleep. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय. शब्द ब्रह्म की जय. सरस्वती महारानी की जय. जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय. हरे ओ